Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Just Ask Jay. I'm so happy to be here to answer this question. And so many people have written in asking so many great questions, but this one is a little bit sensitive. And Robyn, thank you so much for writing in it, to everybody who's written into Just Ask Jay. But Robyn had a sort of like bullet pointed type of question, and I'm going to go over that. And one I've actually answered before, but I'm so happy that you brought this up because it's really going to expand on the subject. Now she writes, when we give our loved ones permission to leave their physical being, does it help them to cross over? The other question that she had was, if they're hearing from someone that is okay to leave and to be at peace, but they're hearing from somebody else to fight and stay, even though the condition is very severe and most likely not improve, does it cause them pain, or does it make them feel like they can't cross because it may hurt their loved ones? Well, you know, it's something that she's always wondered. I'm going to tell you, Robyn, it's such an amazing question. And when we talk about that, we're talking about choosing when to die. When do we choose to die? And can we really actually do that? Is that possible? Well, I'm going to tell you, I believe it is. Before we come into being, we choose exactly how we're going to pass. We have 5 different exits to this lifetime that we choose, and we choose those according to whatever we're learning in our lives at that time, what part of our path that we're on, where we've, gone to and where we're going. But we do make 5 very, very definite decisions to leave this earthly plane. Suicide is not one of them. I don't believe that. Or to be murdered is not one of them. I don't believe that. But notwithstanding that, some people will choose, different demises because of different reasons. Most people that choose to die slowly is so that people can learn from their existence, and to learn, through their emotional state of being at the time that they're experiencing or going through this loss. So, for example, I watched my mother, suffer a great deal, lose quite a bit of weight, and die a very slow death. And she didn't have any physical or mental function left, in her being. She had no real purpose. Although I didn't think she did. But, I learned really that, we still do have a purpose, even though we're not physically living. Other people are learning from our existence. We're learning about greed. We're learning about patience. We're learning about fears and emotionally letting go of things. I mean, my whole life changed as a result of my mother's passing. I learned about the big ego that I had, that I quickly changed. And now I'm a much more appreciative person and very humble in what it is that I do, because I understand there's so many great people that helped me on my path and helped me along, while she was passing. The other thing that I learned to really let go of was a job that didn't really serve me, and to really follow my passion as a medium. And that was a big life change, because I quit years and years of government service to do this. And the thing is, it was my mother's death that had really motivated me to do that, because she had always told me, you come here with nothing, you leave with pretty much the same. You need to be happy here. And so I can understand that. Then there's other people who really decide to die quickly. And why? Maybe it's their belief systems. My dad died very quickly, and my dad did not believe in the other side. My dad really did not have any use for any type of religion. He was an extremely prejudiced person, and he really was a difficult man to live with. But he was the perfect teacher for me, and I'm going to tell you, he didn't want others to suffer. He was just that type of guy, or he wouldn't have wanted to suffer, or he wouldn't have wanted to have been a vegetable or not be able to function physically or mentally. And the thing is, I think that's why my father chose to die so quickly. It could have been one of those reasons, maybe a combination of reasons, but I'm going to tell you, people die different ways for different reasons. And of course, we're not going to go into suicides and murders when we're talking about these things, because I don't believe they're on the how-to list of dying when you're choosing your life plan and when you're going through what it is that you're supposed to experience here in this life. You know, I don't think that you're supposed to leave that way. Now, the very first question you had was about giving someone permission to leave their physical being. And I believe that when you give a person, you know, the permission to leave, I believe that they're so thankful for that. And I do believe that it does help them let go, to move on and to transform, you know, from the physical into, you know, the essential spiritual sense. But now, to tell you, they're very, very thankful for the encouragement. Most you know, energies that are channeled through, or even readings that I've gone for, or readings that I've done for people, they're really quite thankful for, you know, the coaxing of going over to the other side. And really, when a person passes through, you know, and that transformation is from, you know, from body to soul, they don't carry that human ego over to the other side. So really, they wouldn't be really upset. And really, when you talk about, you know, if they're laying there and someone wants them to cross over, but someone else wants them to fight, even though they can't, most of these people are so very, very drugged, or most of these people, I think, once they get to the end of their existence, do accept the crossing, but they don't carry that, you know, sadness to the other side, or in any emotional feeling back to the other side, because a soul doesn't have an ego and it's no longer human. It's completely transitioned through to the most amazing energy. Robyn, I want to thank you so much, you know, for this. I hope that you know, understood what I was trying to say. But essentially, you know, I would tell you that you should never feel bad about telling somebody to die. Sometimes we feel, you know, selfish in doing that. You know I gave my mother permission to die, and it was hard for me to do, but I'm going to tell you, it's the best thing I ever did, because the thing is, I know that when she took her last breath, I knew exactly inside her heart she was happy to go through to the other side and to go back home to where she come from. And so I'm just so happy for her transition. Very difficult, such a big loss, as we all have with our loved ones. But I'm telling you, our loved ones, even though they choose when to die, are very happy to the other side and don't carry that emotional experience through, no matter what the circumstances may be. So choosing when to die, I believe, is something that's done predetermined before we come into being. We could choose one of those 5 exits, whatever serves your life and your purpose at the time things are going on, because we have so many different paths to take. And of course, a subject for another video. I love you guys all so much. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And you know, if you have a burning desire to ask me anything at all, please, I'd love to hear from you. Until next video, we'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.